What do all of these costumes have in common? Don't worry, working class ghosts and ghouls, we're back with another 5 last-minute DIY costumes to terrify the masses. Now you are one of thousands of US prisoners saving lives as firefighters while receiving slave wages. Many of the firefighters protecting the US West Coast as it is devastated by wildfires are actually felons, making up around 1/5 of California's firefighters. Yet they receive on average less than $4 per day in compensation. And even though they go through rigorous training, after they're released, they are usually denied the same jobs they performed when they were incarcerated. Now you are an overworked and underappreciated healthcare worker. Healthcare workers have been risking their lives and working extended shifts to help victims of COVID-19, to the point where nearly half of COVID-19 healthcare workers have reported suffering from depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Yet many don't receive hazard pay, adequate personal protective equipment, or paid time off. This is on top of the fact that nearly 20% of care workers and hospital support staff live in poverty, with over 40% of care workers relying on some form of public assistance. But there have been many campaigns to brand them as heroes, which isn't quite as good as actually providing them with the equipment and compensation they deserve. Now you are Hollywood's lazy and harmful portrayal of mental illness. People with mental illness or instability are callously and dangerously used by film and other media to portray violent and evil characters, when in reality, people suffering from mental illness are far more likely to be the victim of violence than the offenders. Using mental illness as a scapegoat for lazy character development has caused an extremely harmful public perception of the mentally ill that has real-world consequences, such as changes in legal policy and violent reactions by police, whom are called to assist them. Don't think you've been affected? What do you first think of when you hear the word psychopath? Now you are a callous misappropriation of traditional Mexican culture. Sugar skulls are an important part of Mexican culture, used during Dia de los Muertos to celebrate the lives of deceased loved ones and guide their spirits back from the afterlife. Born from traditions that were banned by European colonizers as savagery, now the same white folk who once tried to stamp the practice out steal it for themselves every year, with absolutely no understanding or appreciation of the culture, because they think it makes them look hot. Why not go for a bonus by wearing a Native American headdress? Now you are. The reason over 40,000 people, predominantly black, are currently in jail, even though many states have since legalized marijuana and over half have decriminalized it. Black people are 4 times more likely than white people to be arrested for cannabis-related offenses, even though use among both demographics is the same. Even places where cannabis has become legal after the arrests, lawmakers fight tooth and nail to ensure most can't overturn their convictions for something that is now perfectly legal. And to make it even better, even though black people make up a vastly disproportionate percentage of cannabis-related arrests and convictions, over 80% of now legal weed dispensaries are white-owned and in gentrified neighborhoods. Talk about privilege. Well, creepy comrades, are you thoroughly terrified? Well, guess what? These horrors and many, many more won't stop after Halloween, and nothing in November will stop them either. The undead aren't the only things looking to suck the life out of you. And remember to support Softboy Social Club on Patreon to keep the beasts at bay. Or perhaps to invite the sweet ones in.